Teslacam, I hope you're satisfied.
Ross from Phoenix, Arizona sent us this video. He let his friend borrow his Model 3 while he was out of town. Watch what happened when his friend was stopped for a red light. Keep your eyes on this pickup truck. As the light turned green, Ross's friend hit the accelerator, but he didn't notice the truck running the red light. He hit the truck behind the passenger door, and the truck ramped off the front of the Tesla and rolled onto its roof. Ross says he's surprised how quickly they were able to get out of the truck to yell at his friend. The police who showed up to the scene were impressed that they could see the playback of the accident right in the Tesla. They made sure to write the truck driver a few tickets before leaving. The truck driver filed an insurance claim first, claiming it was Ross's friend's fault, but the Teslacam proved that the truck driver ran the red light. His insurance fully covered the $12,000 repair bill. It took a month to repair the Tesla. The damage to the front end was extensive. Check out these pictures of the damage. Ross had just gotten his Model 3 back when he sent us the video. He says it was a long month of waiting, but he's happy to be back behind the wheel. Steve's wife was driving their Model 3 east on Highway 91 near Anaheim Hills, California. She was driving with Autopilot engaged when it slowed down for a car changing lanes in front of her. However, that also happened to be the exact time a semi-truck on the left merged into the same lane as the Tesla. When Autopilot slowed down, the truck driver must not have seen it. We can see the truck's lug nuts plowing into the Tesla like an episode of Robot Wars. We can actually see the Tesla aero wheel cap getting stuck on the semi before being crushed under its wheels. Steve said it was weird that Autopilot didn't swerve, accelerate, or even brake to avoid the collision. He's seen other Autopilot situations in which Teslas evade similar crashes using those methods. The right lane was empty after all, but he adds that Autopilot did handle the impact and recovered from it really well. The truck driver was found 100% at fault based on the police report, as he'd failed to make a safe lane change. The repair bill was just shy of $11,000, and the damage took 3 months to fix because of the wait on parts. Steve drove around with the damage held together with clear duct tape for 10 weeks before repairs started, which took 2 more weeks. The Tesla needed 2 new doors, a new rim, and a new aero wheel cap, of course. This next clip is also from Steve. What we're about to see happened on the same highway in Southern California, but this time Steve was behind the wheel. Autopilot was still doing the driving. When he caught up to slower moving traffic on the highway, Autopilot slowed down and, as usual, kept a safe distance from the car ahead. The pickup truck behind him had to brake hard and almost rear-ended him. For whatever reason, the truck driver got irritated with Steve for this. Steve speculates that the truck driver might have gotten irritated that Autopilot slowed down to keep a safe distance from the car in front of him. Other than that, he can't think of any reason why this guy was so upset. The cars behind them started honking to alert the truck driver that the Tesla was there, but Steve says he's sure he did it on purpose. Steve had to take over from Autopilot and brake to avoid getting hit by the trailer, since Autopilot was still trying to move forward. He then went around the trailer, prompting the truck driver to show off his rock, paper, scissors skills, or maybe he was trying to make a finger gun. We're really not sure. If Steve's theory is correct, it's a little ironic that the pickup driver decided to give plenty of space to the car in front of him. Hassan works as an Uber driver in New York. One Friday night after working, he was heading home when he noticed this Honda Accord driving very fast next to him. It had been raining that night, so the roads were wet. Hassan says he thinks the Honda driver was going about 75 miles per hour when they approached this sharp turn with a 25 mile per hour speed limit. The other driver slammed on his brakes, slamming into the highway barrier. Everything happened right in front of Hassan, and he says he'll never forget it. Hassan also has a YouTube channel called Hassan is Driving, where he publishes events from his Uber drives. Go check it out. This next video is from Scott in Dublin, Ireland, and gives us a look into a very heartwarming exchange. Scott was walking back to his car when he spotted this father and son just as they found the son's missing AirPod on the ground. A car had just pulled out of the spot moments before. Scott adds he doesn't see how they would have found it if the vehicle hadn't pulled out. That's a double stroke of luck, and it feels good to see someone so happy. Jonathan was driving on Tokyo's Shudo Expressway one night from Yokohama northbound towards the Bayshore route. Jonathan says this route is notorious for Tokyo drift-style drivers driving around with their souped-up cars late at night. Suddenly, he spotted a black modified Toyota Chaser X100 accelerating up behind him. The Toyota driver cut between Jonathan and the divider, making it with just inches to spare. Jonathan was going about 50 miles per hour and slammed on the brakes, slowing down to about 30 miles per hour when the Toyota cut in front of him. Autopilot didn't evade or give any warnings. This reaction was all Jonathan. Chris was driving with his family in Orlando, Florida, not too far away from Disney World, when they witnessed a car driving on the wrong side of the road. Immediately after this accident, Chris stopped and ran to assist the driver of the crashed car. When he got to the car, the driver was wailing that she didn't know what happened. She was very disoriented and confused. The driver had turned onto the wrong side of the road and didn't realize her mistake until Chris told her after the crash. The minivan that ended up hitting her was damaged, but everyone was all right. Shortly after they called 911, firefighters, law enforcement, and paramedics arrived. Chris also had a separate dashcam running in the car, and we can see from the comparison that the video quality is much better and also has a wider angle. We get a lot of questions and comments asking why the Teslacam quality is so bad, and the simple answer is that the cameras were originally built for use by Autopilot and other safety features. Tesla is kindly letting us tap into those cameras to use them as dashcams and security cameras, but the cameras are designed for use by AI, not for use in Teslacam Stories. But that's not going to stop us. We do have to add that we miss having audio recordings on the Teslacam, a feature which makes videos from other dashcams much more interesting.
Watch for the tire.
Call 911.
Later on, the Florida Highway Patrol took over the investigation and Chris provided this footage to them. However, they never found the wheel that fell off the Kia. We put a link to the camera that Chris uses in the comments below. It's a great camera for just over $100 US if you don't have a Tesla, or if you want a second dashcam with better quality. This next clip from Moody shows a great example of how animals react to EVs. Watch this cat checking out the engine on this GMC truck. Next, we see it walking over to Moody's Model Y. It just can't resist checking out the inside. Perhaps dog mode was activated and keeping a furry little friend comfortable in the car. Anybody want to share their Tesla referral code with this cat? Tina was driving home from work in Rogers, Arizona when a construction truck lost an oil collection pan. It slid across the lanes and lodged in the right front wheel well. This ended up knocking out 3 wheel well fasteners and popping out the outer trim piece. The oil collection pan finally came loose when Tina turned the wheel to pull over to the shoulder. Thankfully, there was no permanent damage done to the Model Y. John was heading south on a 45-mile-per-hour stretch of New York State Route 78 in Amherst, New York, when he witnessed another Model 3 threading the needle to cross 4 lanes of oncoming traffic. That seems like a pretty crazy stunt just to get to Walmart. Maybe they just got a shipment of toilet paper. Are you a Tesla owner with a Teslacam or Sentry mode video you want to share with us? Please send the video together with a description of what happened via the link in the description below.
Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Cybertruck? My friends all drive diesel, I must make amends.